Long ball to Shearer, Shearer out to Beckham, Beckham down the line, crosses it for Owen, and Owen into the onion bag. Get in there. Hello everybody and welcome to my soccer skills school. You, are footballers born or are they made?
I don't know.
Nor do I, but what I do know is practice makes perfect, and no matter how good you are, you'll never stop learning. Or you, concentrate at the back.
My name's Kieran. And my name's Danny. And in our opinion, there's no better run on the ball than our Leeds hero, Harry Kewell.
Well, they've obviously forgotten about Ryan Giggs.
And now Giggs, pests out, and Giggs beats him.
I'm Andrew, by the way.
Hi, my name's Reagan. And mine's Faureen. We love the passing of David Beckham.
Here's David Beckham. And Yorke again has escaped his marker.
Hello, my name's Kevin. And now that Stephen McManaman's gone to Spain, I'll miss his skills.
McManaman again. Oh, away from... Oh, good ball. Redknapp.
They call me Stephen. I might be small, but size isn't everything. And I'd like to play like that other Leeds United nipper, Booyaa.
Booyaa's made a run. And he'll get a second bite at it. Booyaa!
My name's Adrian. Respect to Dennis Bergkamp.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I modelled myself on Nigel Martin.
Hi, my name's Damien. And I say Gianfranco Zola, he's cool.
Hi, I'm Richard. And I want to learn how to take a free kick like Ian Hart.
Hi, my name is Kieran. I would like to play for Ireland, like my hero Roy Keane.
It's the proper team.
Hi, I'm Joe. And obviously this lot have forgotten how good Gaza can play.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a striker and I want to score more goals like Dwight Yorke.
Here's Dwight Yorke.
I'm Michael. And I'm the teacher's pet, 'cause my favourite player is Michael Owen.
Here's Michael Owen. Brilliant.
So there's the squad. As you can see, they can play a bit already. By the time I finish with them, they'll be even better. During the next 6 weeks, I'll teach you everything you need to know to become a complete player. Today, we go gunning for goals as I give you some tips on shooting. I'll show you how to add some power and accuracy into your passing. We warm up the Liverpool way to put you in the right shape for football. I'll tell you about my early days on the road to becoming a professional. And if you fancy playing football, there's some info on the best way to go about it. So have a pen and paper at the ready for the details later. Side to side, facing your left. Knees up at the front. And heels at your back. Try to keep your knees quite close together. Many young teams that I've watched think they can just come out of the dressing room and go straight into a match without even stretching the legs. This, however, increases the risk of injury and also puts the player at his own disadvantage. Why do you think that is, Michael?
Well, if your muscles are tight and cold, then you won't react quickly and you could pull or tear a muscle.
That's correct. That's why all professional teams go through a strict warm-up routine before every game. At Liverpool, we go out for about 20 minutes for a series of exercises and stretches to get the heart rate up and blood pumping through the cold muscles. By the time the whistle goes, we are prepared, both mentally and physically.
Don't take my word for it. During the series, I'll be calling on a medical expert to back me up when necessary. Cue the doc.
So what's the point of a warm-up? Well, the reason we do it is to increase the blood flow to muscles, and also importantly, to prepare the mind for exercise. It's a bit like starting a car from cold. It takes a few minutes for the engine to warm up and reach its most efficient operating temperature. Blood is the body's own petrol. During exercise, it's pumped into muscles, increasing the rate of oxygen to the cells, enabling muscles to operate at their best.
We all warmed up then?
Yeah!
Right, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is a vital part of the footballer's trade, the ball.
I used to kick around with a tennis ball in the school playground. I think if you can master a small ball early on, it's easier to deal with the full-size ball used in the professional game.
Hey!
These lads and lasses have grown up using mostly a size 2 ball. It's filled with foam, which means it's heavier and, as you can see on the right, it hardly bounces. I think players aged between 11 and 14 should practice with the size 4 ball, and that's the one my class will be using. It's important to work on your ball skills and be comfortable with the ball at your feet. After all, you're no use to anyone if you can't play. Here are a few exercises to help you improve those silky skills.
Okay, first of all, we're going to start with a bit of jogging on the ball. So, off we go. Pass it from side to side. Off you go. When you get a bit more confident, you can start going a bit faster and moving forwards and backwards. The next thing we're doing is using the inside and outside of the same foot, keeping the opposite leg, using yourself for balance, so like that. Okay, try to do it with both feet. Off you go. You get good at it, you can move forwards, and the best ones you can do it backwards as well. Well done, Kieran. Right, the next exercise is rolling the ball from one foot to the other, keeping your body upright, okay? So the best ones can get faster and faster. Okay, so off we go. Well done, Kieran. One step further on that one is just using one foot to roll it, the next to stop it, roll it and stop it again, okay? So off we go. Well done, try to keep your head up as you're doing it, so you don't bump into anyone again. Well done. Okay, the next one's the roll and then the step over. So you roll it with one leg, step over it with the other, and then bring it back, and then do it again.
When dribbling, keep the ball under close control and practice your ball control between games. I think my first memories of football was in the back garden with my dad and my brothers, just kicking a ball to each other. My two brothers are 8 and 9 years older than me. I think having two older brothers definitely helped, me. I was always striving to get as good as they are. at D-side primary schools, I scored, 12, 15 in my first year, and that was when I was, 3 years younger than everyone. In my second year, I think I scored 45, and then in the third year was my main year, was when I scored 92. I broke Ian Rush's record when I was playing for D-side primary schools, but I don't think he's too bothered about that record. As long as I don't beat his Liverpool record, I don't think he'll mind. For my dad to come and watch me wherever I played was a great buzz, and more than anyone, I wanted to impress him more than the manager or anything. I wanted, to make my dad in a good mood. Before every game, I'd look over at my dad, and he'd tell me if there's any scouts. I think he knew everyone's face by then. I was getting a few scouts coming to watch me virtually every game when I was, 9, 10, 11 year old. And I went to Everton for, a training week. I went to Man United. I spoke to Alex Ferguson. I went to Arsenal and I met George Graham before one of their games that I watched, and then I went to Chelsea and Glenn Hoddle was the manager. I met him before the game. But really, Liverpool was the main one that I wanted to sign for. I liked the staff, I liked the players, and I liked everything about the club.
I have more trouble signing average players than I ever did signing one of the world's best players. He just wanted to play for Liverpool. I think we worked very hard to make sure we didn't undo his talent. We didn't coach him too much, we didn't give him too much instruction. It's more guidance and interest and understanding. You have to understand the genius.
Just because I'd signed for Liverpool didn't mean I could skip school.
We're playing replay in a Welsh Cup, and I was refereeing, and Mike came up and I said something to the effect of, if you don't get stuck in today, you'll get my boot up your backside, or something very, very similar. And he had this big grin on his face. He said, well, you better join the queue, sir, because my dad and my 2 brothers are waiting to do the same thing.
To make it in the professional world with any sport, you need to have that cockiness, that competitive edge, that without being too much over the top, but it was there.
The way he said it, it wasn't cheeky. And I think we won 4-1 or something. Mike scored 3 goals, and he comes off after and he goes, "Is that all right, Steve?"
Tune in next week and I'll tell you about my time at Liverpool, where I got on the goal-scoring trail for England schoolboys. Still to come in today's show: how to put the ball in the back of the net, splitting the defence with a perfect pass, and thrills and skills in our own match of the day. Football is, of course, essentially a kicking game. Sometimes you need to blast the ball. Other times a gentle pass can open up a defence. It's that blend of power and accuracy that is the key to the whole art of football. We start with the basics: short passes over 10 yards. The inside of the foot has the widest surface area, so use this for accuracy. You can start using different ways to control and pass, but remember, accuracy is still the key. Keepers too need to develop these short passing skills. So much for accuracy, but how do you kick a ball as hard as possible? Show us a foot, Doc.
To get maximum power into a shot, it's best to kick the ball with the front of your foot. When kicking a ball in this position, all the bones lock up and literally become one unit. So when you strike the ball, you're using a solid piece of bone.
I'm now going to demonstrate how I strike the ball with power by striking through the middle of the ball with my laces and my foot. Notice how I follow through to ensure more power. Sometimes in a game you need to swerve a ball. The way you do this is by hitting the outside of the ball with the inside of your foot and making sure your run-up comes from the left, so you're actually hitting across the ball. The opposite to that is hitting the ball with the outside of the foot on the left side of the ball. For this, you need a straighter run-up and to be cutting across the left-hand side of the ball. One pass that's used quite commonly is the backspin pass, which is used to get in behind defences and without it running out of play, just to check back to make it easier for the player to control. The way we do that is, again, put your foot to the side of the ball and chop down at the bottom, creating backspin, so the ball stops at the other end. Watch how Giggs comes from nowhere to accept Beckham's brilliantly weighted pass. Professionals call it give and go. And here are some more exercises to help you improve your pass and move routine. The job isn't done with just one pass. You've always got to be ready for the next piece of action, so keep on your toes. Different types of practice will hammer home this point to young players. This Liverpool goal combines everything we've just demonstrated. A move from the back develops some classic give and go passing in midfield, all with the inside of the foot for pinpoint accuracy. Everyone's on their toes, ready to receive the ball. Jamie Redknapp chops down on a long ball to create backspin, enabling Beckham to control it more easily. Ince then makes the ball bend by hitting it on the side. Fowler, who started the move on the halfway line, has made up 50 yards. Thanks for the goal, lads. Don't be afraid to seek help or advice from your teacher or manager.
Yeah.
Young Kieran Brown, for example, is worried about his lack of height.
Do you practice quite a lot?
Yeah,
Where? Where do you practice?
just on the street.
On the street and in the back garden?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to be a footballer when you're older?
Yeah.
Yeah? Who do you want to play for then, Leeds or...?
Leeds, yeah.
You don't want to play for Liverpool?
I'd like, if I couldn't play for Leeds, they'd probably be a team I'd play for.
Yeah? I want you playing up front with me soon. You play up front, don't you? Or just in behind?
Yeah, just behind.
Yeah? You feed the passes?
Yeah.
Yeah? I was about your height when I started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good to be small when you start, because when you're small, you're playing against all bigger players, aren't you? So they're all bigger and stronger. So you've got to make sure if you're going to be as good as them, you've got to try to be better than them in different ways, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, well, do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage being small?
Advantage in some ways and then disadvantage in some ways.
I was even smaller than you when I first started out, and I was playing against all bigger players. And if you're not a good player yourself, you're not gonna do well, are you? So, if you're playing against a bigger player, then you try that much harder to try to get better than them. Because if they can always push you off the ball because they're bigger and stronger, then you can't let them do that, can you? Because you've got to try to use some skill or whatever. And then in a few years you'll go to the same size as them, and then you'll still have the skill, and they won't be as strong as you anymore. So you'll have the advantage, see?
Yeah.
So. For me, anyway, it was always an advantage being small, and I was playing against all bigger and better players, and I thought, it's hard this, but then when you have a little growth spurt and that, you don't even have to grow. I mean, look at Janino, and I play in the Premier League. I play against defenders that are twice my size and weigh about 10 stone more than me, but I can still score goals and things like that. So, I think it's better to be small when you're young, and hopefully when you're older, then you'll become a professional footballer. Okay?
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Right then, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
Yeah.
All right then.
Thanks a lot.
Good lad. I'll show you how to score goals then. You've shown me how to take people on, I'll show you how to score some goals, all right?
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
See you.
There's no finer feeling in football than putting the ball in the back of the net, but scoring goals is more than just striking it lucky. In a match you get few opportunities to score, so you must practice hard to learn to put away those chances. Trust me.
And now Fowler. Well spotted there. Bjorn to be in. Great chance for Michael Owen. Oh, he doesn't miss chances like that. Redknapp can get Owen going. Michael Owen, 2-1. Now he has got his fifth against Forest this season.
And here comes Owen. And there's a chance here for Liverpool, and Michael Owen has scored. It's the breath of fresh air they really needed.
I recommend you start off with narrow goals, which encourages pinpoint accuracy in your shooting. First with a stationary ball, and then with a moving ball. It may seem obvious, but you can't score if you don't hit the target, so practice your accuracy before adding power to your shooting. In a match, you've just got to concentrate on the biggest area that the keeper leaves, and then try to put the ball into it.
Here's Michael Owen to tease and torment again. Goes around, held it. Oh, what can you say about this man?
Well done, Reagan. What a goal that is. Great finish, Joe. That's perfect, Andy. Well done, Rich. To gain power in your shot, your kicking foot should follow through the ball. Sometimes you only have to pass the ball into the net, because if you put it in that corner, no keeper in the world's going to save it.
Here's Michael Owen. Brilliant.
Remember, keep your eyes on the ball, not the goal. Good finish, Joe. Got that one off to a tee. Well done, Adrian. Try to keep it low and hit it across him. Sometimes if the keeper's anticipating you going one way, you can also put it in the other corner. One-on-ones are all about instinct and reaction. But remember that as a striker, you are in control. OK, now what we're doing is hunting in pairs. We're going to be laying the ball into Simon. Again, he can knock it off to either side. We're going to be trying to hit the far post, just inside the far post. If we're either side, then we can hit the post, or the keeper saves it and the partner comes in for the rebound. It's amazing how many goals are scored from rebounds. But when you get an opportunity, you have to react quickly, or the chance will go begging. Alan Shearer was 20-odd yards away from goal when this shot was struck, and watch how he reacts. Go on, Rich. Well done. That's what we're looking for. See if we can get a few more of them. That's it, Kieran. I wanted that goal. That's it. Low and hard across. Don't need any rebounds. Come on, Kieran, low and hard. Now the striker's goals. Remember, always have...
Well, you could watch football for 30 years and not see a finish quite as cheeky as that. And apparently Kanu does this all the time in training.
Well, we've reached injury time, but before the final whistle goes, I thought we'd have a kickabout, so the gang here can show you what we've learned.
And a warm welcome to the Britannia Stadium here in Stoke-on-Trent. Ideal conditions for flowing football, and I think it's fair to say a few reputations on the line. Owen trying to build from the back, and here's Faurine, and Damien, who loves to patrol that left flank. Now Daniel, shaping as if to shoot, but it's the pass to Kieran, and the cross just beyond the leap of Damien. It was a good move, though, and some nice touches. Kieran's cushioned pass with the side foot, and Kevin, a very tidy touch.
Can you keep it for
Faurine.
Yes, on again. Well done. Turn, Kieran, turn.
Now Kieran. Faurine with Kieran making a good run ahead of her down the line. Daniel waiting in the middle. This is Kevin. Palmed out as far as Daniel. Just dragged the shot wide with his instep. Good balance from Owen. He could have a future.
Well done, Faurine.
Faurine. Now Katie.
Well done.
Good support play from Daniel. And the cross in towards Kieran.
Great effort, Kieran.
Well, he did the right thing in trying to hit the ball back across the face of the goalkeeper. And the quality of the pass had to be admired as well. Chipped with backspin, setting up the opportunity. This is Michael. Looking for some movement from some of his teammates, and it's come from Reagan.
Well,
Michael involved once again. Andrew to his right with a chance, and Joe!
He'll miss.
He won't, you know. Well finished by young Joe. Let's hope that Owen was watching and, who knows, learning.
The whistle's about to go on the first show. I hope you enjoyed it, but just before we go, there's one more important thing to do. The warm down. Tell them why, Doc.
The reason you should do a warm down is to stop you becoming stiff and sore the next day. Let's go back to our car engine again. When you turn off the engine, the unburnt petrol and oil will over time cause damage. It's the same with our bodies. During strenuous exercise, blood is pumped through muscles. If you suddenly stop, the excess blood and toxins have nowhere to go and will make you stiff the next day. For that reason, athletes always warm down with a series of light exercises to burn off the toxins that cause stiffness.
The Get Your Kit On campaign is a chance for you, boys or girls, to have a go at sport, football, tennis, golf or athletics. Ring Learn Direct on 0800 100 900 for a free magazine and information about how to get started. A quick reminder then of the main lessons today. Before every game, warm up and warm down. For maximum power, kick with the top of your foot. Hit the ball on the side to swerve it. On a long pass, hitting down on the ball creates backspin. When you're shooting at goal, look at the ball and not the goalie. Follow through on every shot. Next week, a treat for all goalies. Tips from one of the all-time greats. Part 2 of the Owen life story, from Liverpool youth team to the World Cup for England, and how you can improve your heading.
Until then, keep up the good work.